Hey everybody, it's Jared Moore again. Tonight we're going to be restreaming the National Council's emergency session for July 15th. If you're just tuning in to this and you're kind of like, what's going on? Last week we did a live stream, a restream of the National Council's live stream of their emergency session for, I think it was July 5th, to hear a law NCA 21-084, which would create a new light horse police commission that would oversee the light horse police department of the nation. At that meeting, the legislation was postponed till today's emergency session. So that's why we're restreaming today, is to find out what's going to happen with NCA 21-084, and also there's again the special prosecutor engagement is listed on the agenda. The agenda is in the description of this video, but there's a couple of things I wanted to show everybody so that just some tips and tricks. First off, you'll see that I'm on the National Council's webpage. That's mcnnc.com. Okay? When you're on their webpage, if you want to get an agenda, you can go to this agendas tab right here. Click it, and then it will bring up the agendas for 2021, 2020, and so on and so forth. And then the agenda for today's emergency session is right here, and then you click on that, and then it will bring up the PDF of the agenda, right? Once the PDF of the agenda is up, one of the interesting things about it is each bill that's listed on the agenda to be into the council meeting. Let me zoom in here a little bit so everybody can see what I'm talking about. Let's go down. You'll see here TR 21-108, NCA 21-080, so on and so forth. You can click these, right, and take a look at the draft of the legislation that's going to be heard. Okay, so that's one of the reasons you want to go to that particular place to get the agenda. If you get the agenda from anywhere but the National Council's website, you won't be able to click through to the legislation like that. Now, also, if you don't want to watch our restream of their live stream, right, you can go to live meetings up here at the top, click that. This is where the meeting will actually be streaming from. Now, here's a little tip that you might find interesting. The National Council, what it looks like, they're hosting the videos that are on their website on a YouTube channel, which is their YouTube. But let's do an experiment. If you go here to YouTube, right? So let's say you want to subscribe to the National Council's YouTube channel, okay? You go to YouTube, you do Muskogee Creek National Council. Whoop. Let's search. There you go. So you see right here, you can subscribe directly to the National Council. You may be asking yourself, why would I want to do that? When you go to the National Council's website, they also have a tab for meetings, right? The difference between their YouTube channel and their website is going to be that they have to put their videos on their YouTube channel before they actually embed them onto their website. So if you subscribe to their YouTube channel, you'll get notifications every time they post a meeting to their channel, and it's a really good resource, especially if you're interested in the politics of the nation or anything like that. Every time they have they finish their live stream, they will post the video to their YouTube within a day or two. So it's a good resource to have. I just wanted to point that out to everybody while we were waiting for the meeting to start. The meeting is scheduled to start at 6 p.m., so we're still a little ahead of schedule. I just want to start it a little bit early to give you guys some extra information like this to how to subscribe to their YouTube channel. Let's see, what else did I have to talk about? Oh, an update. If you didn't catch our short video report earlier in the week, we've got confirmation now, because one of the things that was on last week's emergency session was the special prosecutor engagement was listed on there, as well as the impeachment committee members being picked was on there. and the National Council went into executive session when those two items came up. Executive session means that they stopped their live stream and we don't really know what happened in there. So as part of our coverage, we contacted the National Council to find out, because at that time you might remember me saying we don't actually know for sure who's being impeached here. We do know now. Officially, it's Representative Travis Scott who's under impeachment. And we've got confirmation of that from the council, as well as that as of Tuesday, there had not been a special prosecutor picked, and there had been no members of the impeachment committee selected. Now that was on Tuesday. Things could have changed between now, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. That means that the impeachment process has officially started. It's happening, and we should get a lot more information about this whole situation going forward, because there will be a trial and everything in the council chambers at some point that will be overseen by a Supreme Court Justice in Muskogee Creek Nation. Just to refresh everybody, and if you want a more in detail breakdown of how the impeachment process works, you can go back and watch last week's live stream where I go through the code and I show everybody step by step what will happen. But just to refresh everybody, right now, the special prosecutor, once he's appointed, he or she is appointed, will conduct their investigation, and he or she will present the evidence that they find to the impeachment committee, which will then vote on whether to issue the charges of impeachment. So the things, the crimes, I guess, high crimes and misdemeanors that they believe that the official has done, and that's where we're at now. The process could end there if the special prosecutor presents his investigation and the committee decides not to pursue charges. So it could end there before the public trial, but we'll just have to see what happens. We're getting closer to the start of the meeting. I want to remind everybody that's in the chat that you can post any questions in there. In fact, I just noticed something interesting. I am going to move me to the other side because our Muskogee Media logo is right on my face. So let me, no, that's not the one I want to do. Reset. Let me go here. There we go. Let me move me over here, guys. Sorry about that, if anybody cared. We have, it looks like, about 10 minutes. Does anybody have any questions in the chat? You know, something else to mention too is while I'm live streaming, there's a little bit of a time delay from what happens here and what I see in the chat. So sometimes you may be in the chat and you may post a question and you'll be like, geez, it's taken Jared a long time to ask this question of the guest, or he hasn't even talked about my question. So it's like when you post your question, there's a time delay for me to even see it and then to get to it before you will see my response to the question. So this is just something to keep in mind. Let's see, what else could we go over before the meeting actually starts? Also on the agenda this week for this emergency session is TR 21-108, which is a tribal resolution of the Muskogee Creek Nation authorizing the principal chief to submit a bid to purchase real property located in Okmulgee County, which will be sold at a public auction. While we are waiting and we've got some time, let's go take a look at that legislation again. Same process, you click agendas, you scroll down, you pick the emergency session, you click the bill in question. Let's make it a little bit bigger so we can see it. And we'll go down here and take a look. Maybe there's something here that will tell us where this the property is. It says 16 acres in Okmulgee County. The nation performed a Phase 1-2 environmental on the property. The Phase 1-2 environmental report identified the need for remediation to the site, but would not deter the nation's intended use of the property. National Council approved NCA 19-142, allowing appropriation of funds to be used towards purchase price, so they got the money. The property will allow future use of the property will allow for future use of the property in accordance with Muskogee Creek Nation Master Plan. The land will be sold at public auction, etc., etc. So it looks like if it's part of the master plan, I would assume that this property is close to the Capitol complex. The master plan, for citizens who may not know, is the layout, the plan for the layout of the complex, maybe or adding a new building. But normally it's close to the executive branch and those things. The master plan is basically the Capitol complex. Let's see if there's anything else there. Nothing else that I see. All right, let's go back and look at. There's also this NCA 21-080. A law, okay, this is approving the 2022 Indian Housing Plan. So this is basically approving the housing plan to be submitted to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, as we all know, for how the funds through NAHASDA are going to be distributed. So looks like pretty standard business there. We also see on the agenda, again, this special prosecutor engagement. Probably when the agenda gets to that stage, they will go into an executive session, and then the stream will go down, and it'll be, I'll see you guys later. But we'll see what happens. Let me go back to live meetings and see if we have a meeting going yet. We do not. Let's click it and just see what happens. Not yet available. Well, I'm going to pop me out of here, guys, and whenever the meeting starts, I will just go ahead and play it and make it full screen. If you guys have any questions during this whole live stream, just pop them into the chat and I'll do my best to answer them when I can. I'm not going to interrupt the meeting while it's going on. Hey guys, it looks like we're still waiting. We got about 4 minutes left. I just wanted to pop in real quick and tell you, we've got some interesting stories that are gonna be on our YouTube channel tomorrow. One of them, we went down and paid a visit to the Honey Springs Civil War Battlefield Site Visitor Center, which is an awesome place, and we got a great tour of it. And you guys should check that video out tomorrow. And also, this week we started a series. The Muskogee Language Program is having a class for employees of the nation that they've given us access to their Zoom recordings of the classes. And we're reposting those on our YouTube channel, and it's going to run for 6 weeks. So this is a great opportunity, and we also will be supplying the access to all the supplementary material. So it's a great opportunity to brush up on the language if you find that interesting. So check that out on our YouTube channel too. And we're getting pretty close now. Just be patient with us. We got about 3 more minutes before the meeting is scheduled to begin. And after the meeting's over, I will see you guys.
Time is 6:01 p.m. At this time, I'd like to ask second speaker Daryl Proctor to do the invocation, please. Amen. Thanks, second speaker. Roll call, National Council Legislative Resource Specialist, Alicia Struggle.
Randall Hicks.
Present.
Mary Crawford. Present. Joyce Deere. Excuse. Joseph Hicks. Robert Huft. James Jennings. Adam Jones.
Here.
William Lowe.
Here.
Anna Marshall. Charles McHenry.
Here.
Thomasine Yahola Osborne. Present. Darrell Proctor.
Here.
Mark Randolph. Lucian Tiger.
Present.
Speaker, you have 11 present, 4 absent.
11 present, 4 absent, constitutes a quorum. All business conducted will be official. PR 21-108. A tribal resolution of the Muskogee Creek Nation authorizing the principal chief to submit a bid to purchase real property located in Okmulgee County, Oklahoma, which will be sold at a public auction. Sponsors Charles McHenry.
Make a motion to pass.
Motion made by Representative McHenry to adopt TR 21-108. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Representative Jones. Discussion. Any discussion?
Ask Jesse Allen.
Mr. Allen, make sure that speaker's on, please, or microphone. Green light?
Yep.
Okay, you're good.
Thank you, Speaker. We have an opportunity to purchase property here in Okmulgee. It's located, I think we all know where the property is. It's the Beeline property. We try to go through the contract with, and the council declined to go that option. So we have another option to go through the public auction. I can't tell you when the public auction will be held. I have been speaking with the lending agency for this, so it is forthcoming, but I don't have an exact date. Back in 2019, the council appropriated money for this property. They appropriated $850 for the purchase price, $190,000 for the environmental remediation, $150 for building demolition, and incidental cost of $25,000. So in 2018, we had a environmental phase 2 study done on this property by A&M Engineering, and they determined that there wasn't a significant impact on the property that would be detrimental to us purchasing it. There will need to be some dirt work removal to based on their recommendation, and that's why I have that included in this appropriation. So my request for this current legislation is to use the $850,000 that was appropriated in the NCA 19142 and use that as the maximum bid price if needed for an auction if that arises.
Thanks, sir. Representative Jones.
Motion going in executive session.
Motion made by Representative Jones to go into executive session. Do I have a second? Seconded by Representative McHenry. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Adam Jones.
Yes.
William Lowe.
Yes.
Anna Marshall. Charles McHenry.
Yes.
Thomasine Yahola Osborne. Yes. Darrell Proctor.
Yes.
Lucian Tiger.
Yes.
Mary Crawford,
Yes.
Joyce Deere,
Yes.
Robert Huft,
Yes.
James Jennings. Speaker, you have 11 in favor, 0 against.
11 in favor, 0 against. That motion passes. We are in the executive session. Who would you like to stay?
Everybody's here. You don't have to leave. No.
Okay, guys.
Might as
So, oh well. Are they going to turn it off? They went into executive session, so that means that we probably aren't going to see the rest of the meeting. I saw that there's a question in the chat here. Lady Chalet says, if it's in the reservation, it should be given back, not purchased. Just saying. And I'm assuming you're referring to the property in question. That's an interesting point of view. And, you know, if you are a citizen, you could contact your representative about this. It sounds like, from what we did hear in the earlier discussion of the property, that the council had an opportunity to outright buy this property before this particular legislation, and they declined to do that through just a contract. So maybe the idea with the public auction bid is that they would get it for a cheaper price, is what it sounds like. But the executive session, it looks like that's what they did to discuss the property in more detail, is they're going to go into executive session. So you may be asking yourself, what do we do in this situation? How do we find out what happens next? Well, the council has been, let me get out of this view. The council has been, it says paused though. It says it's still live. Can we pick it back up? I'm going to leave this window open in case we hear it pick back up, and then we'll jump in. I haven't seen them do that particular thing. Maybe they're just pausing the video for some reason. But the council has been posting on their YouTube site, and if you want to know how to find this or anything, just go to YouTube and search Muskogee Creek National Council, and it'll come up and you can subscribe to it. But if you go to their channel, you can go to the videos, and let's see here. So here you can see right here in this spot, July 6th, 2021 emergency session before and after. So they have they're posting a video that consists of before they went into executive session and after they went into executive session. So they will probably post some video on their YouTube channel that will have the before and after executive session. Just go to their YouTube channel and check it out to find out how it's going to resolve tonight. We're going to sign off here. I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, and if you like this content, if you want to see more of us restreaming the National Council's meetings or anything like that, leave a comment. Go to our YouTube channel, leave a comment in the chat, say, hey, you know, like, I want to see more of this. I want to see breakdowns of the legislation as we go through, or you just want to watch the legislation with us and kind of have a chat about it while between the breaks and things. Check out our YouTube channel. In the coming weeks, we're going to have some interesting stuff. By the way, everybody, the 19th through the 21st of July is the candidate filing period. It is an election year at the Creek Nation, so next week candidates are going to be filing. I don't know for sure. I think we're going to try to do some live streamed forums or some live streamed candidate interaction with the audience. If you're interested in those things, leave a comment here on our Facebook, anywhere in any of our social media. Say, hey, I want to. What I'd like to try to do is have a candidate come in through Zoom or in the studio and take questions from the chat in the YouTube and on Facebook. So you could ask the candidates directly, even if you're not in the area or you can't make it to a candidate forum at one of the community centers, you could come to our live stream and ask the questions that you want to ask of these particular candidates. If you're interested, leave a comment and let us know. Also, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, click the red button and subscribe. You can, if you click the bell icon, You can get notifications anytime we do a live stream or we post a video. But that being said, Madode, everybody. And we'll see you again next time.